What's going on, guys? It is Carly here, bringing you day 27 of my 31 Days of Horror 2021. And today I am going right along with the Invisible Man series here, and we are on to the Invisible Man's Revenge from 1944. Now again, this is not the Invisible Man from the original film, but it is, it does have some connection where the Invisible Man is mentioned. But basically this is about a guy who has gone mad. He escapes a mental institution and goes to this family that essentially owes him something, and they end up, you know, realizing that he is mad, and they throw him out of their house. They drug him first, and then they throw him out of the house while he is unconscious, and he ends up almost dying because he almost drowned. Sorry, my cat keeps messing with my tripod. So that happens, and then he is saved by this man who, of course, I forget the name of, but and this man turns out to be like a scientist who experiments with this invisibility drug, and this madman Robert, he asks to, you know, test it out on himself. That way he can use it to get revenge on this family. The scientist doesn't know that, though, and he's a little leery at first, you know, because the thing is not well tested and can have bad effects. But he ends up doing it for the guy, and then of course the guy uses it to do no good, and it kind of goes from there. So yeah, you know, I thought this movie was decent, but it definitely wasn't my favorite. I just found it to be a little bit boring at times and kind of dragged on a bit too much for my liking. I just didn't find it to be as entertaining as the previous installments. I feel like it takes a while to actually get going with the invisibility stuff and such. I do like the storyline, you know, I do appreciate that they come up with a sort of different story in this one, while still kind of keeping to the traditions of the Invisible Man and all that stuff. But at the same time, I just feel like there's a lot of downtime and too much dialogue and stuff going on in this film to where I got a little bit bored in the middle. But you know, I was intrigued at the beginning, and once it gets to the end and stuff starts to kind of go down, I did like it a little bit more. But for the most part, I wasn't overly impressed with this one. I just didn't really do much for me, so I would give it a 6 out of 10. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for The Invisible Man's Revenge. Not my favorite, but still not a horrible film. And that'll do it for this review, guys. Thank you once again for joining me for day 27 here on my 31 Days of Horror, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 28.